First EP, the Bay Area stand up. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay. We all should play. Hot potato. Whoever got the hottest challenges with it. It's me, I'm the best. Like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me you stressing. Got G-O-D on me side. Ooh, he blessed me. All these lies they tell it's a vaccine. They're acting it's so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small it's insane. If you made the cut then you're part of my team. Just like blowing that plank off strikes no gutter. Attracted to the mind but I like mine's hooder. She gotta have a pretty face too.
I wonder how she'll age. Look at her mother. Hey, welcome to the channel, you guys. Thank you for being here today. If you're part of the live replay cast of people who are watching when I'm no longer live, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Shit. But welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. I am here as always for us to go over our recap and review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We do this every week on Wednesday. Normally we do have a co-host who is with us on a lot of the recaps I do. James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, aka my best friend. He is not with us this week for our lives, but he should be back to join us next week full-time with all of our lives. If you guys are interested in subscribing to his channel, feel free to check out the description. I have a link to his channel in there. You can also find playlists of all the recaps I do, and many of them are through his channel, so you will see them there as well. Now, this episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was titled Bae Watch, which I thought was kind of catchy. I don't know. It made sense. It made sense. It definitely made sense. We're going to get into it. There was a lot that happened in this episode. So the first thing that happened is Rennie Richie goes to Sierra's glam shop. Glad to see that she still has her business and is doing well, even after being on the show. Sometimes people close them or they're open list. So good for you to my Gemini sister, Sierra. We're both Geminis. Anyhow, and my thing is Rennie comes in and asks, she's like, I need my hair done, you know, and Sierra is like, well, if you know, make up with Erica Banks, I'll do it. I want you to consider talking to her because, you know, you guys have really impacted their friend group. I didn't realize Love and Hip Hop Atlanta really had a full friend group, but I guess that's what they're trying to go for. But Rennie says she's going to consider talking to Erica Banks, which I think is reasonable of her to do. Just because, why do you have a beef, you know, with this lady? What is the point of the beef? I just don't understand it. So that's all we see from that first scene. The next thing that we see is going to be Carly Rae and Bambi. They meet up, and Bambi's pretty much explaining what happened with her and Mama D, which we talked about last week. Bambi is trying to sue Mama D, but all in the same time gonna come after her. Any lawyer would tell you don't go to see her once you file paperwork, but she went anyway. It went bad. It really wasn't all Mama D's fault. Bambi did lunge at her and do the most. Mama D tried to have a conversation, but I feel like Bambi's just fed up from years and years of bullshit, but Bambi also has to be accountable, and she usually plays herself as the victim. I know Scrappy and Mama D, I see people online like, they've been telling us we go see. Bambi plays the victim. It's a different form of manipulation. You have to remember she's much older in my I believe there's Scrappy. This is just what she does. She's never told a story where she's someone who's wrong or at fault. She's not done it. And I don't think she will. I don't think she has it in her. That takes a different type of integrity. I don't think Bambi really has that. But she swears she was not the aggressor and is going to let her lawyer handle it, which you should have done from the fucking start. The moment you filed that paperwork, that's when you let your legal team handle shit. So I feel like Bambi definitely should have done that. Apologies, y'all. I'm getting all these text messages from my husband. The man know I'm live. Why ain't bothering me? Anyhow, next thing we see Bambi and Carly discuss is Carly's telling her about how she caught her man cheating on her. We saw their discussion, which was a hot mess last week. He was like, well, I'm going to talk to other hoes until I know that me and you are for sure and forever. And I'm just like, oh, God. This man is a fool, and Carly is crazy. So Carly is upset, and she wants to get her get back. And she's going to do it through a singles mixer, which she says that she's doing this singles mixer specifically for Bambi, but Bambi and Jessica. But now Carly is like, I want to be a part of this mixer too. I need to get my get back because he was playing with me. Just leave him. Even if you living in the same house or something, just leave. Like Carly Red, I believe, has done well financially, at least at this point, being on the show so long, other investments, things of that nature. So I just can't understand why she's not like doing more. It just didn't make sense. Side note, her restaurant that she says is her restaurant, Johnny's, me and James, who is usually our co-host for this show, shout out to him, much love to him, but he recaps Bold and Bougie, which is a new show on WeTV. And on that cast is Crystal Smith, the ex-wife of R&B singer Neo. And Crystal is in a restaurant, talk about my restaurant, also in Atlanta. And it's the same restaurant Carly's in. So I'm like, do a bunch of reality stars and socialites, entrepreneurs, or well-known people just like investing in this Johnny's Chicken and Waffles in Atlanta? Anybody who watches in Atlanta, let me know if Johnny's is good, because you can't really trust reviews. They either catch people before they had the food, or people only write about a bad experience. So somebody let me know if Johnny's is good, because I love chicken and waffles. I would really go to Atlanta to eat. I really will. But then they take shots like they sucking dick. I don't know. I don't understand it. But Carly and Bambi's friendship to me is still a little weird. Like pieces of it makes me uncomfortable. Like don't quite understand what they have in common. I'm not quite understanding what it is they like about each other. It's strange, but it seems to be working. I feel like Bambi and Carly's friendship is because no one's really that close with them anymore. Just saying, Sierra don't want to deal with Bambi, and then her other friend ain't on the show no more. And Carly had them issues with Spice that Rashida and everybody was pretty much egging on and agreeing with. So maybe they're just together because nobody else wants to hang out with them, which is interesting, but it is what it is. Do me a favor, beautiful humans and thugs. If you haven't already, like the video. I appreciate you for doing so. It supports me. It supports my channel, and it don't cost you a single fucking dollar. So like the video. I appreciate you if you do. Next thing we're going to discuss from this episode is Erica Banks and Yandy. They meet up, and Erica's trying to get as much game information, research, whatever you call it, about her, about the industry because of her situation with 1501. So we find out that Erica Banks signed a new distribution deal. For those who are not familiar with what that is or don't know shit about the industry, distribution deal is different from a record deal in that they literally just cover getting your music out there to platforms, things of that nature. Record deals usually include like marketing and more and requirements for the number of albums, things like that. So Erica Banks signed a new distribution deal, which is very common for artists that want to go independent or who are independent. I believe Megan Thee Stallion did one recently with Warner Brothers or somebody. But that's what she's doing. But she finds out that 1501 is now claiming in her contract that she owes them 2 more albums. So she's going to do 2 more albums, and they will get half of all proceeds through her distribution deal, which I think is fair. Make those albums as fast as possible. Don't promote them. Just put the shit out and be done. Fuck them. 1501 is terrible. And at this point, I think the only artists that would sign to them are either the kids related or friends of the label heads and or people who are desperate. Because at this point, you've done it to all the big artists on your label. If you'll fuck them over, what are you doing to the younger, smaller, you know, the little people, the artists that people don't know yet, if you're scoring over the ones that we do know? That's crazy to me. But she has a way out. She does mention that Yandy mentions to Erica Banks that Sierra wants to sit down with Rennie Rucci and Erica Banks so that they can get along. And Yandy says they both need to be accountable. And I actually agreed with Yandy. See, Yandy needs to stop trying to play us with these bullshit ass storylines. And she needs to just act like the older auntie, the big sis of the group, to talk some logic into these women, because they are both wrong. I think Sierra has oddly done a really good job of that for the younger cast members, the generation differences and all of that. Seems like she'll get cool with the take them on as a younger sister, things like that. I don't know the mess that it is, but they do both need to be accountable. I think their beef is dumb. Rennie Rucci, You can't disrespect people and talk to them any kind of way and expect them not to tell you you need therapy. I don't think Erica Banks said that as a way to make a dig against your mom dying. I think Rennie knew she was wrong and took that and ran with it and related it to that. And she probably is genuinely struggling with grief, but like, girl, that don't give you the right to put your hands on people, what you're going through. It just doesn't. So they do both need to be accountable. So next thing we see is Bambi go to a photo shoot for Amy Luciani. And Amy is discussing this situation with her man any and everywhere. I'm still trying to get to know Amy as a cast member of this show. I'm still trying to figure out if I like her, if I don't like her, how I feel, like where I'm at with her. And I can't do that when she's constantly bringing up this dude, Mozzie. Now I'm starting to see why they broke up. And James said this last week. There has to be more to it that we're not seeing on camera or that they're not telling us. But she's having some issues with this man. And she talks about the situation with his daughter. For those who have not watched the previous episode, Mozzie revealed to Amy recently that he has a daughter. The daughter is 7 years old. She did not even know the daughter's age. She had to ask him. He did not disclose that. He didn't tell her daughter's age or that he told the baby mama that the daughter could live with him full time. But he lives with Amy and she's paying the bills. You can, even if she wasn't, you don't just bring a kid into the situation. Like, and I believe when we saw Amy last season, at the beginning of this season, she said her and Mozzie were together for, I believe it was 9 years or something like that, a long time. So y'all just broke up when you came on the show a year and a half ago, but the daughter is 7. So to me, it's looking like he probably fucked with somebody, cheated on her, and then found out that the person he cheated on actually ended up pregnant. So she's probably finding out that she's been cheated on and that he had a bit. It's just a mess. It's a mess. And I don't care how loving someone is. I'm going to say this, and this is why I think Rashida and Kirk are a joke and an embarrassment to Black love and marriage. There are some things that people go through that to me are unforgivable. I'm not saying that cheating is unforgivable. Not everybody, and I have a degree in psychology and trying to work in the field. So I know that sometimes people cheat because they have other stuff going on mentally. Some people cheat as a result of drugs. Some people cheat because they had daddy issues or they saw their parents do it. So there's various reasons. It's not always like, something that, in my opinion, you should leave someone after. But if they are serial cheaters, if you don't been cheated on more than 3 times, leave. And if somebody has cheated on you and made a kid, leave. Even if they found out about it later, because it's one thing to cheat, but you want to go and be fucking reckless and allow yourself in a situation, if you're a woman, to get pregnant or a man to get someone pregnant. I just can't get with that. So I feel like she needs to go. Not everybody is like Rashida and gonna forgive that bullshit. I'm just saying Rashida's weak-minded in my opinion for that. But he just leaves out important details. She says he's going back to his own ways, and she hasn't told her sister or her mother about the baby the child that he now has. So it just seemed like Amy don't know what to do, or she's one of those people who's going to talk about it before she actually does something about it. That's how I am. I will talk to people over and over about the same situation when I'm going through something. And usually that means that I'm about to dead that situation. So I get that part. Amy's a Gemini also, like me, and we will talk about something up a storm before we finally end it. I don't know why, but it just helps us to feel better. Do me a favor, those here, like the video if you haven't already. If you're watching the live replay, please like the video. We appreciate you here at B3ST. Next thing we see is where the bullshit comes in, y'all. Ooh, OMG. So Carly has her singles mixture, and Bambi and Jessica Dime are 2 women who show up. Bambi's there. Usually Bambi's on time. I will give Bambi that. And when Bambi comes out, she usually knows how to act. I like that about Bambi. And Bambi has been looking good lately. Beautiful. I still think she's a hoe from a hot tub who got made into a housewife. But beautiful woman. Beautiful. I like the 90s look, the long hair. It works with the tall girl, all of that. It's been working. So very good to you, Bambi. Your black is not cracking. Because remember, she's old enough to be alongside Jackie Christie and them on Basketball Wives. Let's not forget. But Jessica Dime comes in acting drunk. My husband was cracking up next to me like, what's wrong with that broad? Like, I couldn't tell him because I'm like, Jessica's never acted like this on TV. But she has acted a little strange. And the way that she's acting like now coming in acting a fool. I could see that. Jessica Dime just gives me something with her has to be off for her to have agreed to be one of Nick Cannon's many baby mamas. She miscarried, unfortunately, prayers to her, but she was okay being with a man who could date other people but didn't want her to. But in some ways, that's kind of smart because then you're not adding more people to the already shared DNA of that tribe of women. But anywho, Bambi flirts and Jessica was tripping, talking to the man, talking about dry dicks. I said, what the hell is a dry dick, Jessica? I don't understand. Jessica is funny. In the confessional, it seemed like she was still drunk. And I know they do these confessionals at an entirely different time, usually when the season's pretty are done. So it's very strange that she's in confessional acting the same way. I'm like, maybe she's struggling. We know that she had a surgery for fibroids. We know that she was dealing with some things that require medication. And a lot of those medications you are not supposed to drink on. So I'm like, Jessica, girl, what the hell is this? And of course, production took advantage of that shit. Of course they did, but I'm gonna need her to figure it out. I don't know if they're trying to allude to Jessica's been drinking too much or has some sort of a problem. If someone has a drinking problem, I don't mind seeing them on camera overcome it. I don't want to see you guys constantly showing them and finally putting them in the forefront just because they're drunk. They don't, that's just debilitating to their mental health and just not necessary, in my opinion. But at the same time, she signed up for a show, so it is what it is. She signed the contract. But she's talking about dry dick. She's drinking hella much, but it's luckily interrupted. She eventually leaves the party, acting a fool, crazy as hell. And a man comes up to Carly Red, flirting. Looks, if you watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta from the beginning, we are pretty much every season, we have a different man for Carly. This is season 12. We have a different man for Carly Red every season. And for damn near about good 85% of them, she's gotten a ring. I say 85 because sometimes Carly Red will get a ring and they'll take the ring back. Carly goes through the weirdest breakups, the weirdest things. It's just what she does. You could tell when it comes to dating, Carly Red has never grown up. And it is what it is. But the man comes up to her flirting and she's with it. She's with it. So we will see what happens with that later on down the line. But Jessica Dime, girl, go get you some water and some tater tots, and, some wheat bread and some jam and sober up. I don't understand it, girl. I didn't understand that. So we then see Rennie Rucci go to meet with Erica Banks and Yandy. They go to this little baseball thingy. Well, Erica Banks is not there. She's supposed to show up, but Sierra's there, Rennie's there, Yandy's there. And Erica Banks midway through calls saying that she ain't coming. And Rennie gonna say, oh, she don't want to get beat up again. Shut up, Rennie. Bitch, you can't say you gonna beat nobody up until you learn how to do it without sneaking the girl. Throwing the water in her face and then hitting her or sneaking her. Square up, Rennie, and then say it. And she did say, I want to go to a boxing ring or something. But why is Rennie so mad at Erica Banks? They had a small issue, yes. But even back then when Erica got physical, I was like, it didn't have to go that way. It didn't have to go that way. So I don't know. Rennie Rucci, I really want you to leave the show for a little bit and go get therapy or stay on the show. Don't interact really with anybody. And we could just watch your healing journey because I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older now, but I don't like that. If you're going to fight the girl, let her see it coming. Don't sneak her and then talk shit like you beat her up. I ain't like that. That's not how it go down. That's not how it goes down at all. But Rennie lacks accountability. Erica Banks said, you know, I understand what I said to her was fucked up, but that's still not okay for you to hit me, which I agree with. If I say you ugly, then you call my mama ugly, I can't get mad and hit you, like, because I started the shit. So, like, match words with words, match energy and physicalities. That's just how I feel on that. But Erica Banks ain't coming. I don't blame her. I am the type of person who, if I don't fucking like you, or if I don't like somebody in your fucking circle, I'm not coming the fuck around. There's nothing you can do. I don't care if you're my best friend in the whole wide world. My best friends, actually, y'all can ask them and they will attest to it. If somebody there I don't like, I'm not fucking showing up. And trust and believe, if you're inviting Amina somewhere, I am going to ask you, who coming? Who coming to the event? Who all gonna be there? And then in addition to that, who they bringing with them? Who you think? She's still in that bullshit with this guy? Nah, I don't like drama at all. unless it's on my television and I'm reporting on it here on the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. But in real time, I don't like drama. I wouldn't come. I avoid people. I think that's the best thing to do. And no shade to Rennie Rucci. Erica Banks had a career and a name before Love and Hip Hop, similar to K. Michelle and a few others. So she could stand to lose something if she's just on this show fighting people. So I don't blame her. Rennie has proved to be a loose cannon. She'll know how to keep her mouth doing this, then keep her hands to herself. But I think Rennie wants to learn, and I still do like Rennie Rucci. I actually really like Rennie Rucci, and I really like Erica Banks. But, you know, sometimes people you like can't get along, y'all. It's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. So we did move on to a breakup. I'm going to just tell y'all it's a breakup. And I was kind of disappointed in Amy a little bit. I feel like Amy only broke up with this man on camera because he went public on social media, airing her out and, you know, saying that she's changed, which I think there's some truth to it, which is why she's so upset and triggered. But damn, you got to break up with him on camera. So she pulls up to a gas station to support MIZZES because he has a clothing company. And his clothing company, I guess, used to be in stores and all of that. And she threw shade saying he's selling clothes on the side of the road. It's that used to be in the store. At least he's still trying to sell them. What happened that caused them to not be in the store anymore? Was he on consignment, which is when you bring your clothes to a boutique or a store and, you know, they'll, if you can sell it, then, you know, they'll allow you to bring stuff back. But if people don't want it, they won't. I don't know what's going on, but he's on the side of a gas station selling shirts, and it looked like people was actually showing up. So I say let the man sell the fucking shirts, personally. But she's throwing shade. She's complaining about his efforts. She don't like that he smokes weed. She don't like the things that he does. And he basically says that he can't provide stability and stuff because they keep having to move on behalf of her career. He don't have family out in Atlanta. I guess he just has her or whatever. And yeah, they're just not happy with each other. So she breaks up with him. I think he does need to get stable. He has a daughter, and that's something he needs to do on his own. He made that child on his own. So the only person he needs to be working with to raise that child is a baby mama, in my opinion, or his wife if he has one. My thing is, how can he afford a ring for you if he's truly doing nothing? I do think that some of what he is saying is true. I think that baby is the reason she don't want to be with him, but she don't want to expose him as that. That's personally what I believe is going on. But there's no way to really know. She said so much while also saying so little and showing us almost nothing. So I just know he was really mad when that spit flew out his mouth. And I'll say this. I said it to my husband watching the episode. Ain't no way in hell to the MIZZES out there who are men. Y'all gotta understand this. You're not about to have me as a female paying all these bills and you're not giving me not even half of the rent. At least pay half the rent. At least pay half the rent. Because women aren't always like, oh, you have to take care of me, this and that. Like, at least pay half the rent. And if you can't pay half the rent and we struggling and you don't have no money, don't move your daughter into our house full time because we can't afford it. And then on top of that, I just can't understand how you have a grill in your mouth. Gold currency sitting in your mouth. I'd melt that shit down and go get me my rent money for the month just to keep my woman if you really love her. But I don't know. It's like them people you see in the hood. They're like, yeah, I'm hella broke. I'm waiting on my food stamps to come. Got the newest iPhone, Jordans on their feet, jewelry that's real. Your priorities, child, your priorities. So sounds like some of what Amy's saying is also true. He needs to get his priorities in order and she needs to figure out what she wants. So I think the breakup is actually something that is good. And if James were here, I'm pretty sure he would not be surprised. And good for you for standing up for yourself, Amy. Good for you. So we're going to move on to this last scene of the show, the chaos that it was. I appreciate the one person who is here watching. Shout out to you, Thug Life. Thank you. Sending love to you. And to anybody watching the live replay, we get a lot of views after we are no longer live because everyone's schedule is different. Hello. Thank you for watching. Welcome. I appreciate you. Let's get into this last scene. Like the video if you haven't already. Bambi and Carly Red go on a double date. We saw Bambi meet the man Alpha. I didn't talk about it too much because I was like, okay, good. I don't know why Carly Red was acting surprised when Bambi was pulling his beard. And remember, this is her element, thought and trotting. She was in that hot tub. She knows how to have fun when she's single. I will give Bambi that. And she wanted to leave him, so she's ready to date. The only attachment she got is the kids and the mama. But they go on a double date at this man's house. And Carly mentions while at the date that she's in a polygamy situation because she didn't know her dude was talking to all these other women and stuff. And I'm like, why would you say that on the date? And I'm just looking at the dude like he ain't put her out yet. Okay, he must view her as like he must want some ass or something. So she says that they still like work together and live together. So that's a big reason why she's putting up with the polygamy situation, as Carly tried to call it. The date was mostly Carly Red and this guy and Bambi's little side eyes. But Carly then gets a phone call in the middle of the dinner date. And it's Kai, which is her man and the now ex-president of 1501 Entertainment. And he's calling her like, where you at? What the fuck are you doing? And then he pops up on her. And basically, he pops up, comes in the dude's house, is mad. He's like, that's why the dude with the fake jewelry. I said, I don't care if my man has fake jewelry if he has a house, Kai. So I don't know what the hell that was. Even my husband was watching this like, this is toxic, baby girl. I said, hey. That is the show. But when he pops up, Carly immediately ran to the other side of the yard, which made me think like, why you run? Like maybe she has PTSD because I know she's dealt with DV. I don't trust this kind of man, and Carly has a track record, so I don't trust Kai and his teeth. Let's just put it that way. She runs across the fucking grass, and then suddenly I'm like, where's all the shit you was talking, Carly? You do it, but I can't do it back, and all this extra stuff. He ends up leaving. She follows him to the car, tries to take off her shoe and assault the car, throws her phone at him, all sorts of crazy shit. Mind you, these people have to go home together. They live together. I don't know. It was just a mess. Bambi's trying to hold her back, calm her down. I said, Bambi, you got some strength to you holding Carly in that BBL, that 50-pound wig, as James would say. But it was just a hot mess. The dude ends up pulling off, really childish. He's playing with her through the window, just intentionally trying to fuck with her. I don't like when people do that to people. I don't like this dude. Carly just needs to make better decisions. For those of you who think, oh, he cheated on me, I'm a cheat back, it's not going to fix anything. It's not going to stop him from cheating. Yes, believe it or not, especially with men, they will cheat and cheat and cheat. But if you do it back, even once, these niggas would be heartbroken and impacted. And it's like, oh, do you feel how the woman felt? Huh. Well, gee willikers, are you going to stop now? It's like, but unfortunately, it doesn't always go as easy as people think it would go. I'm a cheat back, he'll learn. It doesn't work that way, because if they loved you enough, if they valued you enough or themselves enough, they wouldn't have cheated in the first place. So I guess we'll end this live here with that message. Carly was chasing that man, going crazy, and she did all of this at somebody else's house. So I'm curious to know if they like walked back to the person's house. Like if I was dude, I would have let her go. So I don't know. That's just a lot. You bringing drama to my house and all this extra stuff. That man walked into that other man's property doing all that extra stuff. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with Carly Red and Kai, but Carly will probably have another man next season. It's season after season after season, to where we can't even like be surprised about it anymore. We just cannot. Anywho, you guys, we are going to be ending this live video. That is it for my recap of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 11, episode 24. The episode was titled Bae Watch. The hot mess expressed that it was, but Carly did find her shoes and her phone. So that is a good thing. What we're going to do now is jump into our song to end the live. We always play a song on this live with just Mrs. Best because I love music. That's why it's Mrs. Best Reviews and Recaps. I do music reviews and television recaps, y'all. I appreciate those who tuned in. We are going to listen to and slap Oh So Best. He's an artist out of the Bay Area, California, that is. Then we're going to listen to his song from his EP with B Money, Be Manifested, who's another artist out of the Bay Area, titled Flood. This song is from their EP titled Tenderly Manifested. I hope that you all enjoyed this. I appreciate you for watching. Like that video. Stay tuned after this live if you are a 90 Day Fiancé fan. I will be doing my recap of 90 Day The Single Life. Stream Oh So Best. Enjoy the video, and we will see you all next week with James.
What's up, Oso? Hey, what's this they talk about? It's a drought. Like, what we say?
Oh, yeah. The drought is over, about to be a flooding county. These niggas lifting weights and I ain't talking about it. Niggas nerve bittersweet like a motherfucker. Shit. Looks like me, this shit. The drought is over, about to be a flooding county. These niggas lifting weights and I ain't talking about it. No, niggas nerves bittersweet like a motherfucker. I'm the bear, I'm the best and ain't so. Heard them shots on the block, do not go there. Where I'm from, they run up, they give no care. They share no fucks, and don't be acting like you better shut the fuck up. Or hit that whip, hit that facelift, that is he dead. Stay out the way, myself hit my mattress. Bitches just out the restrooms, ain't that some shit? Shoot at your Christian kids, man, ain't that alright? That's where the toxic, no place for the witch and many let out of prison due to a mistake. Can't fully express my thoughts, I'll get cancer. I gotta keep their pussy up on that pedestal fat. If I keep them 100, then they about to flip time. 90s, baby, got respect for being on. Nowadays, niggas is sensitive, they got their dick tucked. Booty to your hella, man, like they got their dick. Keep a freak on my dick, that is class. When niggas only in my section, no last. Keep a freak on my dick, that is class. When niggas only in my section, no last. Real niggas on, real niggas on, real niggas in my section, real niggas. Real niggas on, real niggas. Real niggas in my section, real niggas. Real niggas on, real niggas. Real niggas in my section, real niggas. Real niggas on, real niggas.
Call me Lil Hurricane, how I'm flooding. Steve Urkel jeans, how I'm coming. I'm flooding. Do 'em like some donuts, call me Duncan. With this floor, I leave 'em real cracked egg McMuffins. Oops, I ain't mean to make 'em sick, Robitussin. How I got up on the beat was disgusting. If we ain't talking about the drip, how we flooding. Even in the eye of my storm, I be crushing. Call my real ones Noah, cause they know they flooding. They pump it up and let it blow, no Joe Budden. In this life, you always reap the soul, how you towing? Yeah, I'm finna bubble with these racks, but I ain't blowing. Hit 'em fast, leave the blast, how I'm flooding. Ask the haters why they always clucking. Dime a dozen. How I crack, how be super bad, no McLovin. I don't need a car, I got the art, how I'm flooding.
Real niggas on, real niggas on, real niggas in my section, real niggas. Real niggas on, real niggas. Real niggas in my section, real niggas. Real niggas on, real niggas. Real niggas in my section, real niggas. Real niggas on, real niggas. Ha ha.